Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boy, is it a hot one. It's about 90 degrees out here today. No, it is 90 degrees out here. Anyways, before we get started on today's video, I just wanted to take a moment and ask that you hit that thumbs up and click on subscribe. And also, if you're on Instagram, give me a follow over there on Instagram at killingerofficial. I'll put a link in the description down below. In today's video, what I thought we would do is a quick down and dirty axe hanging. There's a lot of videos out there on how to hang an axe properly. This thing's broken. I'm just going to do a quick hang on this. Sometimes you just need to hang an axe and get it back in the fight. And that's this case. This axe is my neighbor's. Obviously the handle broke. He asked if I could just replace the handle. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to replace the handle and get it back to him so he can use it. So I'm going to attempt to hang this axe fairly quickly. I'm going to do it right, but I'm not going to pay super close attention to all the finer details that I normally would for a custom axe or something like that. So stay tuned. I'll show you how I'll take you along. I'm not really going to show you. I'm going to take you along the process of me quickly hanging an axe, and hopefully you'll see it's really not that difficult, and most people can pull this off with minimal tools. Stay tuned. Got the rough fit, so what I like to do is mark where the head's down to, because I no longer need to remove meat from there. And I take a look around and I see where I'm heavy at. So I'm heavy over here, and I'm going to put an X. So I'm going to take material from next, keep working my way down, a little at a time. I've got it real close, so now all I'm going to do is take the fine side of my horseshoe rasp and clean out the heavy gouges on the head. Now typically I would take all those gouges out and sand the bottom portion of the eye to like a 300 grit, 320 grit, so that when I finish off the handle, that side will be smooth. Inside the eye, you don't want to get it too smooth because it will slip off when you're hanging it. This video is not about that. This is a quick down and dirty hang to get you back in the fight. For the most part, it's where I want it. I'm not going to set it home until after I'm ready to wedge it. So I'm going to take the head off again. I'm going to fit the wedge to the eye, which is very important. I also want to make sure the wedge is long enough and not too tall. If you notice, I haven't beat on the end of this handle real hard. That's key here. You don't want to beat the handle into the head. You want to be able to seat that head pretty much to the final resting spot before you hit the end of this handle with any sort of force. The more you hit this, the better chance you are of splitting this out. This is a finished fawn split, so you get one shot at this. Break this off, you either have to replace the handle or glue the piece back on. I recommend gluing it back on. So I'm going to take this off one last time, clean up any more little edges or whatever that I see. The hang's pretty good. It's not the best I've ever done, but it'll be good enough for this piece. I took a little too much off of this side right off the bat. I don't know. It happens, but it's not a big deal. We're just hanging this axe to use real quick. I just want to get it back and use it. You can do this next part by hand, or if you got a grinder, use a grinder. I'm gonna use a grinder because I just want to get it done. But all we're gonna do is shape this to fit in the eye and give it some chamfers. All I did is fit the wedge to the eye. In other words, it looks like the eye. It's going nowhere. Technically, this thing's ready to go as is. There's a couple things I like to do. Keep on my quick hang. Make it look just a little bit better. Clean all these curly cues up at the bottom of the head. Clean up the front of this eye. Oops. Just like that. This is just a little crooked, so I'm gonna cut it out just a bit. That's that. Alright folks, hope that video helps someone out there who just wants to get an axe hung and back into use. The only thing else we really should do to this is sand the handle and put some boiled linseed oil on it. I'm going to do that real quick off camera. It's nothing to it, just some 180 grit sandpaper. We'll rough it up, throw some boiled linseed oil on it, call it good. There's a million ways to do this, guys, and you could only improve from here. So if you're watching this video and hopefully it's just enough information to get you doing this, to get you experience in it, and then test out your own techniques and hone your craftsman skills. I just want to mention real quick, because I know some folks are probably going to ask, what tools I use to do this. As you can see, there's not much to it. You really only need a few tools. These are the ends of axe handles that I've turned into drifts. I use these to drift the old handle out of the eye. They work pretty well. This is a beater mallet that I made a long time ago out of some apple wood. And I just use it to beat the heads back off of the handles when I'm seating them. As you can see, it takes a beating, so you just want something hard and doesn't cost any money. Next thing I used mainly for this was my Horseshoes farrier rasp. I like these, they're very aggressive. This one's an old Simmons, new old stock. It's hard to find something like this now, but maybe the new ones are as good, I don't know. The other one I like to use is a Shinto rasp. The Shinto rasp really is an awesome rasp, and they're very cheap. You can find them on Amazon. So either this or Shinto rasp. I like to use a 4-in-hand. I call this a 4-in-hand because it has 4 different patterns. Basically, you got a flat, coarse, and smooth, and a half round, coarse and smooth. I use these for around the neck. They're really good at cleaning up radiuses. And the last file I use typically for sharpening, but also for finishing the top of the eye, is just a mill bastard file, just a standard Nicholson mill bastard file or whatever will work. I like to have a pencil to mark off what I need to remove, a sharp razor blade. I do use wood glue on all my wedges. It does two things. It lubricates the wedge when it's going in and holds the wedge in place once it's been pounded in there. I've never had a wedge back out in my entire life, probably because I use wood glue. And then I have a couple mallets. You really only need one. This is one I made out of a piece of firewood and a used handle. And this is one my buddy Leaf made. I love this thing. It's getting lots of use. It has a good angle for pounding on the ends of the fawn's foots, and also seating the eyes or the wedges. It tends not to crack the wedges because of the angle. Looks good. But any non-Maury mallet will do. Harbor Freight soft face mallet would work too. And then lastly, but not least, I like these Japanese pull saws for cutting the top of the eye down. They work really good. And then the star of the show is this rigid Jaw Vise. I think they call it a Jaw Vise or something like that. Rigid Jaw Vise. Might be a Jaw Vise or Saw Vise. I don't know. Home Depot sells these. They're awesome. It's portable, clamps down on your work. You can use it to hold up to a piece 4 foot long or 4 foot wide, whatever. Get two of them. You can hold 4x8 sheet of plywood up. Love that thing. The only other thing I used that I could have done with hand tools was my 2x72 grinder to shape the wedge. I use that because it's quicker, but you could do it with a file and a saw and even a pocket knife. I mean, you could whittle that wedge down to fit. That's it. That's all you need. So you have no excuse. Get out there and hang an axe.